Hey, welcome back to the channel. American Eagle Rises, your host Frank for a Thursday. Yeah, we're just getting around and getting a video going. What time is it? Like 6? Oh my gosh, it's almost 7 o'clock. The good news is I got my Sam's Club crap done, but I had to go to Forced Fun. Yeah, what the hell is Forced Fun? Yeah. So there's a bigger group that I work with in electrical, and they have like this like picnic thing. Yeah, I went to it. It's one of those you kind of need to show up, but I didn't pay. Like you had to pay like $15, and I don't know. They had food and whatnot. I didn't eat anything. I didn't pay anything. So I was there for a while. I had to have a meeting. I think around 2 o'clock. I was in my car, and I'm like, might as well just leave. So I got my Sam's Club done. So at least I had that. Got walking. Hey, I sold a baseball glove. I meant to say glove, and somehow golf came out. See my brain. Yeah, we got problems with this thing up here. We need a new chipset, maybe a new motherboard in there too. I don't know. But it's strong against EMP attacks, so that's the positive side. So got done with my walk. Yeah. So what crazy stuff is going on? America First News. What happened? I don't know. Let's check the Wall Street numbers. Why is this thing taking? I turned off the computer completely so that sometimes it kind of needs a full shutdown. Let's get that. Okay, there's my beautiful face. Yeah, the 10-year treasury went up just a slight. The DXY dollar went down a little bit. Nothing major. Oh, it looks like the Dow Joe kind of went down 0.5%. SPY barely finished down. Bitcoin went up today. I'm not. Oh yeah, I kind of remember now. It's one of the only few news things that are actually on here. Gold and silver got a nice bid up. Gold almost 1%, silver up. What is it? 1.2, and then all my miners went up. Wow, a miner I sold a while ago went down 12%. Holy shit! Is it time to get back into that stock? No. We are in a heavy cash position. Oh man, my mag position that I sold. Actually, I think I have some of that. Yeah, it went up almost 6%. Wow. Yeah, it may be time to sell some of that mag. That's like an all-time high, I'm pretty sure, guys. We'll take a look into that tomorrow. Yeah, yeah, there we go. Wheaton Precious Metals looks like that may not be an all-time high, but that looks like an all-time high. Barrick, I don't think so. They split up their stock a while, the name of it or whatever. Let's see, Newmont looking good, and what is this? Anico, I can't even say it. Eagle Mines. That one's actually up. That's like almost an all-time high too. So I don't know. They still pay dividends though. I don't know. I don't feel like this is the time to sell my gold and precious metal miners. I think this feels like I think it's going to be in a longer bull run, at least for a little bit. I don't know. We might get a pullback if the entire economy falls down. So there's that. Some of the things that I saw news-wise, and it all flipped up on me. General Motors. Oh, that's funny. Why did they have General Motors? Did they know I work for General Motors? No. There was a couple things by our buddy, Mr. President Donald Trump. One of the things was actually in regards to Putin. So he might have a meeting or a discussion with Putin without Zelensky. Thank God. Putin hates that guy, by the way. Putin does not like Zelensky. The other thing is the crypto thingy. So it looks like 401ks, and it's not just crypto. I guess it's like how the definition of a security is and what it isn't, because a security, there's equities and then there's securities. Securities is like you're buying a company's debt, so you're securing the company, right? Equity means you have a ownership stake in the company, and that's kind of how they, broadly speaking, so like stocks are considered equities, not securities. Bonds are securities, right? So they finally announced, like, if you're staking crypto, that's not a security, which, why would it ever be a security? But it's not an equity. So what is it? It's kind of more like a cash position. But anyway, so they probably got a good news there for the crypto bros. I'm not really a crypto bro. I got crypto, but nope, it is not a significant chunk of my portfolio. Hey, Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton are in the news again. Yeah, so I told you guys before, they are subpoenaed. They gotta go. Stuff's coming down, guys. Just wait for it. Come on, Trump, get it. Get the truck going. Turn it over, man. Put the pedal to the metal. Trump signs order easing path for private assets and 401ks. Damn, that's good. There's a whole bunch of investments that you, the consumer, cannot buy that the rich do. And these assets, I'm just air quoting because they could be assets, maybe they're not, but they have good returns, but they might have a little bit more risk, right? So when it comes to like public money, they don't want you, oh, you're only allowed to earn 5%. Don't worry about Nancy Pelosi and her bullshit, right? Yeah, so a lot of these things, like what's ironic is that in of itself, if it slowly goes into it, that could fuel another bull run. Most likely in that particular, right? So if more money goes into there, right, more money chasing the same amount of goods, right? So that again, oh, what is this? William Shatner is 94? Damn, I didn't know he was that old. Jesus. Damn. Alright, what else is in here, guys? What do you guys got going on? Donald Trump gets new Nobel Peace Prize nomination. Oh, really? That's 7 hours old. By Newsweek. Yeah! Dang! He should really get like 5 nominations. Yeah, they don't want to give him that stuff though, right? Yeah, anyway. What is this? Trump energizes conservative Christians with new religious policies. I don't know. That's Associated Press. Kelly Clark. We don't care about Kelly Clarkson. What the hell? Get out of here. Trump tariffs push Honda to shift. Tariffs. Trump. Come on. Stop it with the tariff. For the love of God, get a new life. Tariffs? Are you kidding? Push Honda to shift Mexican operations north. That's what we want to hear! God damn you people in the tariffs. This is what we're talking about. Oh, I gotta pay more money. Yeah, because we need to pay more money so that people here in this United States can actually have jobs and they can actually have money. And if people have money, they can spend more here, and then I get more money. We all start. It's an upward loop, not a downward loop, you guys. God. And if it's so bad, you don't have to buy the car. I think our economy is it is so consumer driven, and it's like beyond that. It's got a turbocharge, and it's running on like NOS, right? Like nitrous oxide, right? Because hey, the consumer is strong. No, it's not. It's just spending money you don't have, right? So eventually you run out of that, right? And that's what I think is going on a little bit here, right? But that's a whole nother thing. Like if you only bought the things you need, maybe you might have a little bit more money, right? Like, oh my God, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. What's the step? The first step when you're in a hole is stop digging. Don't dig faster for crying out loud. I know, guy. I'm sorry, man. I'm bringing way too much sense. So much logic, everything's upside down. Everyone's gaslighting each other. I can't, I don't know, man. Can we just be real for once? How's Raymond doing? Seems like every time. I think he's only going to have a few more live streams. I'm trying to remember. He was supposed to have some work. But then he's also got this, his rental. Hey, Raymond, you want to talk about the rental? Yeah, I could probably have a little video about that, but here in passing here, in 2009, I was trying to, I lost my job and everything, and I was trying to, make money, right? So I was trying to find any job or whatever, right? So I did have a little bit of money from my 401k, and I'm like, hey, all right, I learned this stuff by Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? So I was going around looking for foreclosures and found a bank foreclosure. I'd been sitting on the market for almost a year or something like that. Long story short, right, I ended up getting this place and then rehabbing it. And, man, it was a lot of work. But then I was trying to sell it near the end of that year. Because the idea was to get in there, rehab it, and then flip it, and then get into another project, right? And maybe do that a few times. But, it was going into 2010, and the market was still slow. So I wanted to sell it, but then I couldn't. And then some people wanted to rent it, and I'm like, well, I could. You could do a lease option. Nobody wanted that for a while, but I ended up doing, we call it land contract here in Michigan. But it's basically owner financing, right? I own the property outright because it didn't have a lien. And so I sold it to that guy, and he had a younger wife, and he just had a kid or something. So, he was going to have it for I don't know, I think I financed him for 5 years, and then the idea was for him to get on his feet, get his credit back up, because he was actually a decent worker, but he wasn't he didn't have a decent credit because he came from Romania or something. And yeah, so he was going to refinance after 5 years, but going into almost year 3, he started missing payments. Oh, it's lagging again. I just reset the computer. What the hell? I think it's my RAM and my old damn computer. It needs more. It's just old. It's tired, but he was always on time with payments. Sorry, guys. Never had a problem. There was a couple of things that he wanted to do, and he was like, oh, yeah, I want to do this, outside the house with... I'm like, yeah, well, let's talk about it, what type of color and what type, and, so he did some of this stuff, so he planned on staying there for a while, but, started missing payments, and then it was I'm like, hey, dude, it's past the 15th, he's like, yeah, I still need a couple of days, it's all right, you can put a late fee. I don't even think I charge him that much for late fees, but, so then it'd be okay, he'd be on time, then he'd be late 2-3 weeks, and then finally get up, and then he was late, and then he called me before the next month, and he's like, yeah, I gotta come clean. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, my wife divorced me, took the kid, and this all happened when I lost my job a couple months back, and I was just because I had been through a divorce, right? And it was funny because I felt so sorry for this guy. I mean, I didn't want to quite say it, but I was like, hey, dude, I know exactly what you're talking about. So I went through a divorce. She took half my stuff. But yeah, so he's like, yeah, I can't. He goes, I thought I'd get a job, and I couldn't. I kept trying to pay, and I'm like, yeah, I kind of was wondering what was going on. He's like, yeah, I know. He goes, can you give me a couple a couple days to get out? I'm like, dude, once he said that, I'm like, hey, dude, I said, as long as you don't trash the place, you got it. You got until the end of the month if you want. He's like, oh no, I gotta get out of here. This place reminds me of her. And then he's like, yeah, because the basement's kind of dirty, or just a bunch of kid toys. And he goes, I can't. He goes, I can't even go down there anymore. He goes, it just breaks me. So I was like, oh shit, like he must have been, hurting. So yeah, so I ended up getting it back, but I don't know. I think like the wife forgot to start cleaning and stuff, man, and because I had some hardwood floors, I ended up kind of having that kind of refinished a little bit, and oh geez, but then like I had it all painted, and we weren't even there 3 years. I had to repaint the whole damn house, and I ended up using I'm like, what the hell? It was a frustrating, and then it wasn't linoleum in the kitchen, but it started peeling up. So I just went, screw it, we're going to rip it, and we're going to actually put, ceramic tile or whatever the hell down in there. Make sure that's done once. But yeah, when I first got there, I'm like, man, I wonder how bad it is. And then I went down in that basement. I mean, it wasn't dirty, but it was just just a pile of toys everywhere. And I was like, yeah, he didn't even come down here, man. I wonder if there was some toys and he just threw, he probably found some around. He probably just threw them down in the basement. Yeah, guys, it was sad going through that, man. I was like, man, that chick just left. Didn't even take the because I think that the kid was maybe 3 years old at this point. I'm like, man, there's a bunch of kid toys down here. She didn't even take it. She just took the kid and just poof, and took all his stuff. Took him. I mean, to say that, it was worse than taking him to the cleaners. She just. Anyway, yeah, it was. I ended up finally selling that because I think I got it in around Valentine's Day or something. And I couldn't even. I had it until almost the beginning of November. So I had it all fixed up by July or June or something like that. It just. Everybody only wanted so much for it. They're like, oh, hey, I want 50 grand. I'm like, dude, what do you mean 50 grand? I sold this thing for 75. So anyway, yeah, I know. Raymond, home front if you're listening, yeah. Yeah, man. When I finally sold that, I was like, man, I'm so glad. And, yeah, I would have never... I considered renting it the first time, but then when I got it, and I'm like, yeah, we ain't renting this thing. Especially, it was too close to Pontiac. I don't know if you guys know, but the two big cities around me, Detroit is the big one. That's not that close, but... And then Pontiac is just a stone throw away from here. And man, they have that. All the laws are they're not even if you're a landlord, man, you get screwed. In Detroit, you can't even evict these people. You can try to go through that process, but the renters down there, they purposely go late, and they stay in these rental units for 2 years for free, and then finally they get kicked out, and then they go to a new unit. And they start it all over again. Or it's Section 8, and you can't kick them out. But yeah, and they're horrible with the units. You can have a beautiful, it's everything's redone, everything's immaculate. In less than a year, it's dude, there's it looks kids' dirty diapers on the ceiling, and you're just how the hell? Did you... It's what the hell? What? Yeah, so, I think Raymond called it poor person mindset. And that's definitely a thing. It's definitely not a race thing, but like, yeah, dude, like in Pontiac and Detroit, there's a certain demographic, and that's just because most, it's a city that has mostly one demographic, right? It's not really a race thing. It just happens to be that particular demographic, right? But yeah, I mean, I've seen all sorts of colors. And yeah, it's just like you're going, oh my gosh. And that's funny too, because they're the ones that'll complain about $5 here and that. And you're like, dude, you just did thousands of dollars of damage. It just, yeah. So like around here, depending upon the rental unit, like I've noticed the ones that are better, meaning like they're not nearly get trashed as much, are the ones that cost more per month. So if it's priced on the high side, it's on a reason so that I call them the riffraff, don't come in here, right? Because if it's like $500, yeah, they're going to get in there and they're going to tear it apart. But yeah, so the security deposits aren't nearly as bad, but it's normally like 1 month. So I'm trying to remember where I went somewhere. It was like I think it was like close to $1,000 a month. So the security deposit was $1,000. And but in some other places, like it'll be $1,000 even though the rent's $500. You got to have first month's rent. I think you have that first month's and last month's rent and the security deposit. So some of these, yeah, and they don't give you anything. Like it's like, yeah, I remember the one unit I had. It was like, oh, I see a little scratch here on the countertop. Like, yeah, no, it's like the countertop is like shitty ass soft Formica, dude. Like I can't even. Yeah, I know countertops, dude. These they weren't even countertops. Like, dude, my desk here has harder top. Like, dude, you just put your fingernail and you can put a scratch in it. And they're like, oh, that's $200. Like, what? You're like, I can't even see the damn thing, man. Yeah, anyway, guys, 22 minutes. Yeah, it went out a little. I wasn't supposed to go that long for the thing, right? But anyway, that's just to show you, and especially, hey, Raymond, if you're watching, hey, man, cool, thanks. Because I could tell you some things that I had. Yeah, if my recommend to you is to sell it. Sell it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you can't sell it right now, but put it on the market. Put it on there. Maybe it doesn't move. But get out of that. I know. It's kind of sad. I mean, like I said, I put a bunch of time and effort into mine. I had a buddy of mine, like, I call him my security guard. Because he kind of was like from place to place, right? So he kind of needed a place to stay. He goes, hey, man, can I stay here? And I was like, yeah, sure, dude. I'm like, it'd be perfect. Because, like, if you're there all the time, maybe you can clean up the place a little bit. And you can be like the security guard. He loved it. He's like, oh, I'm a security guard? I was like, knock yourself out, buddy. So, yeah, he kind of was sad. It's funny, though, too, because, like, he put, like, a Hobbit poster up, and I come in, and I'm like, dude. I said, you didn't even tell me you put this dumb poster up. He's like, oh, it's okay. I'm like, yeah, dude, you're going to ruin the goddamn paint. He's like, oh, no, it'll be okay. I'm like, damn it, you think it's going to be okay. What happens if it's not? And someone gets all pissy because you screw. Yeah. So I remember, like, I think he said, like, one time he was, like, there, and I guess, like, the real estate agent person was coming. And the agent didn't tell me, right? But, so I told, she's like, is someone living in your house? I'm like, yeah, that's my friend Al. He's kind of like my security. She's like, oh, I didn't know. I'm like, yeah, you should have called me. Yeah, anyway. Anyway, guys, yeah, hopefully you guys have a good weekend going up, all right? We found the stop button, so see you around, all right? See you, bye.